Hey, Western New York photo walkers. This is Chris Reddy with a 2-minute Tuesday tutorial. Just wanted to show you something that I use occasionally in Lightroom and you might find helpful. Not all the time, but you might find helpful when you want to just fine-tune your adjustments. Did you ever go back to a photograph and you say, oh, I love the composition, but boy, it just looks maybe a little overdone. Maybe dial it back just a little bit. And then I remembered, let's take a look at what I did. And if I go into my basic corrections and I notice that the sky is just almost too blue. But if I pull up the targeted adjustment tool and I highlight it and I take a look at what was done, I did apply an adjustment to that sky. It's a little overcooked. I could go in and futz with all of the different settings that I use for that particular adjustment. And they're all here, and I can nuts with those. But if I take a look at it, and this little twisty here, if I collapse that down, look what it shows me. It's an amount adjustment. It's a slider so that I can control how much of that effect I want to see. I can bring it down to 0 and then bring it all the way up and see the full amount of the effect, and it will basically act like a volume control for that particular targeted adjustment. And all you have to do is collapse that down and it'll expose it to you so you can see, here's all of my adjustments, and maybe I just want to knock it down to 50% so it's not quite as blue, so that it's not quite as extreme. Or take the saturation down so it's not quite as unrealistic looking as it is right now. So that little twisty only shows up when you collapse the entire tool, and it allows you to fine tune just how much of an adjustment do you really want to apply to that photograph. I'll do this a lot of times. I'll come back to a photograph and look at the picture, and I make a point of going back to pictures that I want to print or I want to show somebody, because a lot of times when you're working on pictures, you get a little jaded and you try to make it really stand out, and sometimes that's just I call it overcooking it, but it just overdoes the effect that you're going for, and it doesn't look entirely realistic. So this is just a little tip on how you can fine-tune some of those things, and maybe just turn the volume, turn the loudness down on some of those colors just a little bit. Very gradually allows you to fine-tune that picture so it looks a lot more like what you really intended. Hope that helps you guys. Talk to you soon. Get out there and take some pictures, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.